You know, I'm searching very deeply for that answer myself right now. I should say I think I know the answer, but to be able to live it is very challenging, because if it's somebody that we care about or somebody that we love deeply, you know, the second half, what Swami, I'm going to finish that thought, but what Swami Kriyananda said very early on when he met Master, he said, what I want to do in this life is find God and then share him with others. That was the two goals of his life. And we all have that in us. Anybody who's present right now, I don't mean just physically, but online, we don't want to just find God and keep it to ourselves. It's not just an urge, it's almost a compulsion, but it's higher than that. I don't know what the right word is. That deep desire, that pure love in us that wants to share the joy that we know with everyone, that wants to help people stop spinning and lift them, shine some light. But you know, there is that line, can't even remember right now if it's in the Bible or the Gita, but the darkness, the light shineth, but the darkness perceived it not. Whatever of those teachings, it's one and the same. It's very hard. Master says, I have to find a way to bring this all back together. Master, of course, says, a room can be in darkness for thousands of years, but the instant you turn on light, the darkness disappears. That is everything he said was, but such pure wisdom. Just find the light and turn it on. It's so simple, because in the way he states it, it's like a click of a switch. That's it. Then lightness is there. The problem is we can't turn that light on for other people. And that can be so painful. All we can do is live as much as possible in the light and pray that the magnetism of that light draws them, and that we don't get drawn into the darkness. And that is when I said before, every once in a while, I just say to myself, how did I get here? If I find myself in a fight with my partner, who I swore to God that I would not ever fight with again. I sat at my altar and said that almost 20 years ago now. And then I find myself every once in a while in a fight. I'm in the fight, is what I'm saying. Never mind what he's doing. I'm in it. I'm misbehaving. I stepped out of the light into that spinning darkness. That is very painful. That is that constant struggle that I was just talking about with Pranav. That is the battle. That's when we're on the battlefield and we're losing. And boy, we better call for help. I know for sure, this I do know for sure, we cannot, all we can do, let me put it in the most positive way, this comes up in every question and answer session. The best thing we can do for people who are living in darkness, whether they're just spinning out in it or they actually have taken up residence there for a long time, is live in the light ourselves. Bring our light over and over and over. And that means open our heart. That means bring love. That means try and find the way to bring that joy into the moment, even though at times it's excruciatingly painful for people who are living in that darkness. It's like being in darkness and suddenly having a bright light, and the way it can just hurt your eyes so much. Or when you're in real pain. I also just visited recently with another dear friend, a very high being who suffered a major loss in his life. And just sitting with him, knowing and telling myself, reminding myself for some hours while we were together, he knows the truth. He knows where he will wind up after this excruciating pain of loss begins to break up, which it will. But, you know, it's like when Masters said to somebody who spoke to him, or I think even criticized him, because they saw some tears after Sister Gyanamata died. And he said to them, I know who Sister is. I'm in touch with her, even as we're speaking. I know her soul. We are one. But my human heart is hurting. Those were Master's words. So I was saying this because as I was with my friend, I was actually encouraging him to let his human heart hurt as it needs to, because suppressing that energy just goes somewhere else. Where does it go? Does that become chest pain? Does that become a heart attack? Does it become a panic attack? It becomes something. Unless we can sit with the fact that our human hearts hurt. And I kept saying to myself, don't just think that you're here to shine a light, this light of truth. Oh, don't worry, in 2 months, blah, 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 whatever. What good does that do? He was where he was. People in darkness are where they are. Sometimes the light's too bright. Sometimes we just pray for them. We pray when we're not with them. And that helps. Prayer is real. Prayer is when we talk to God. So we ask God, help this soul in the way that only you know is best. That's the prayer. You help them in the way you know is best, when it's best, rather than us barging in and trying to fix it, fix other people. Just, it never works. And it can be so bad for them. So, but that, I just want to acknowledge, that's a challenge. Very big challenge. We are here emulating our teachers. And what do our teachers do? They share the light everywhere. Of course we want to do that. Christ said, don't pass pearls before swine. I always hated that line until I came to really know the truth of it. And the love in it, the real love in it.